You're not bright. You're ignorant of all this brights movement. Come on. The bright people believe you are related to frogs, strawberries, chickens, snails, and ladybugs. Emu is related to a bee. Mark Drysdale is related to a monkey. And see, here's the chart right here. Who made this for me? Is that John in the sign shop? Do you know, Randall, who made that? Somebody sent it in. Thank you, whoever you are. You have to keep adding to it now. There's more not too bright folks. Let's see. Jackson Rose related to a dinosaur. Mark Reed's related to a rat. I asked him. I asked the guy last night, are you related to a chicken? Oh, yeah. Okay. Mark Reed says he's related to a rat. Bill Nice related to a banana. And P.Z. Myers is still a fish. Not just related to him, he still is one. He said that. Oh, yeah. Wade's related to a snail. Luke is related to a cow. Ken Rock is related to a turtle. T-Jump is related to a tomato. Snake was right. He's related to a ladybug. And Professor Dave is related to a strawberry. Noah doesn't know if he's a man or woman. That's the first time I debated him versus the second time. He thinks he's related to a chicken. In my humble opinion, none of the brights who have a naturalistic worldview are very bright. Just my opinion, okay? None of the brights I have met, read about, or debated are very bright. They often don't even know if they're male or female. Noah was a male last time I debated him. Now he thinks he's a woman. Romans 1 warned me they would come. In one debate I did, one guy called me, when atheist I was debating. He came on, he said, well, I'm a little scared tonight. I'm debating Kent Hovind, the Hulk Hogan of the creationists. You can see the resemblance. That is not the time to laugh, okay? Let's see. Bring it on, all you brights. You think you can explain the universe without a God? Show me your evidence for believing something so stupid. I'm calling you out. God called you a fool. I'm 100% in agreement with God. I'm not ignoring you. You said you don't want to be ignored. You got attention tonight. Bring it on, you fool. Come on. The wrath of God is revealed from heaven against all ungodliness and unrighteousness of men who hold the truth in unrighteousness. Because that which may be known of God is manifest in them. God hath showed it unto them. The invisible things of him from the creation of the world are clearly seen. It's clear there's a creator. Even being understood by the things that are made, even his eternal power and Godhead, so they are without excuse. There's no excuse when you stand before God. I'm just a messenger boy reminding you, you're going to stand before God. You don't have to believe it. That's fine. Because when they knew God, they glorified him not as God, neither were thankful, but became vain in their imaginations, and their foolish heart was darkened. Professing themselves to be to be wise, they became fools, and changed the glory of the uncorruptible God to an image made like to corruptible man, birds, four-footed beasts, and creeping things. Wherefore, in other words, because they did this, because they thought they were smart, God gave them up to uncleanness through the lusts of their own hearts, to dishonor their own bodies between themselves, who changed the truth of God into a lie, and worshiped and served the creature more than the Creator, who is blessed forever. Amen. For this cause, God gave them up. Let's see. God gave them up in verse 24. He gave them up in verse 26. This time he gave them up to vile affections. Even their women did change the natural use into that which is against nature. Likewise, the men, leaving the natural use of the woman, burned in their lust one toward another. Men with men working that which is unseemly, and receiving in themselves that recompense of their error, which was meat. And even as they did not like to retain God in their knowledge, God gave them over. Gave them up, gave them up, gave them over to a reprobate mind, to do those things which are not convenient, being filled with all unrighteousness, fornication, wickedness, covetousness, maliciousness, full of envy, murder, debate, deceit, malignity, whisperers, backbiters, haters of God, despiteful, proud, boasters, inventors of evil things, disobedient to parents, without understanding, covenant breakers, without natural affection, implacable, unmerciful, who knowing the judgment of God, that they which commit such things are worthy of death, not only do the same, but have pleasure in them that do them. Paul said to Timothy, O Timothy, keep that which is committed to thy trust, avoiding profane and vain babblings and oppositions of science, falsely so called. I love science. Evolution is not part of science. It's a religious worldview. No science behind evolution at all, okay? Which some professing have erred concerning the faith. Grace be with you, amen. See, God created everything. That's the only logical conclusion. I'm not saying I could prove that scientifically, so I'm not claiming it is science. I think it's logic, but I'm not demanding that be taught. You guys are demanding a naturalistic worldview be taught. You can't prove that either, can you? In 6 days, the Lord made heaven and earth, the sea and all that in them is. He made it all, 6 days. Yep. So take my advice. You need to realize you will die one day and face God. You need to accept his offer of forgiveness and get saved. See, the Lord is not willing that any should perish. He wants everybody in heaven. You're all invited.